the predictions, I'm going to go ahead and run those down first. For the Eastern Conference, at the 8th seed, I got, of course, Charlotte. Got to have Charlotte in there. It's a homer pick. I don't think we're going to be that great, but I do think we'll be a little bit better than Indiana because I don't think Monte Ellis is going to fit in right with Paul George. They got Paul George playing the 4. It's just they lost both their big men, so I don't think Indiana has enough to make the playoffs. So that's the only reason why I really put Charlotte in the playoffs. So I got us at 8. Number 7, I got Chicago. I feel like Chicago just has a weird team right now. They're going to rely a lot on outside shooting from Mirotic and, all these other guys that really aren't that great of outside shooters, I don't think. So, I just got Chicago having a down year. D-Rose, he's 1 week he's back, next week he's not back. I'm not sure how that's going to really work out, but they'll be in the playoffs off of Jimmy Butler defense alone. Number 6, I got Washington. I feel like Washington, they're always going to be in the mix, but they're missing something to make that next step. I don't really know what it is, but I just feel like other teams have passed them, and maybe they got to, shake it up with their roster a little bit. Number 5, I got Boston. I like Boston. They're real scrappy. I think they're going to be a little bit surprising. They're kind of a tough matchup for anybody the way they play, and I think they played pretty well against Cleveland in the playoffs, even though they lost in the first round. But they were real scrappy. I think they're going to just get a lot of little surprising wins. It's going to add up. Number 4, I got Atlanta. 4 All-Stars last year on their starting 5. So even though, I think all 5 ended up making it because Corver was the alternate. So, you can't really keep them out the playoffs. Their whole roster is basically All-Stars that start. So, Atlanta, number 4. Number 3, Toronto. I think they're just going to continue to build on what they did last year. Number 2, Cleveland. They got the best player in the world, and they also got one of the best point guards in the world. And then number 1, surprising, I got Miami Heat. I just feel like Hassan Whiteside's going to have a huge year. I feel like D-Wade's healthy. I just like the team that Miami has built. Chris Bosh coming back 100% healthy this year. And I feel like Cleveland even knows that Miami has a squad. You hear LeBron already kind of circling those Miami games on his calendar, so he knows. All right, and in the West, I'm going to run down the West a little bit faster. In the West, I have Portland, number 8. Number 7, I have New Orleans. Number 6, I have Houston. I just don't buy Houston. They just don't have enough shooting for me. Number 5, Memphis. Number 4, Oklahoma City. They're getting everybody back, but I just don't think Oklahoma has enough to be in the top 3 right now. It depends on what Enos Cantor gives them. Number 3, I got the champs. I got the light-skinned brothers, Clay and Steph. So I got them coming in number 3. I got number 2, the Clippers. Clippers, as long as they have CP3, they're always going to be in the mix. They got my boy Lance, so hopefully Lance gets his head on straight because they really need that shooting off the bench. And number 1, of course, I got the best team on planet Earth with the best coach on planet Earth. I got the Spurs, man. Just these old guys, they won't go away. And I don't know how they cheated and got LaMarcus Aldridge to play for not only LaMarcus Aldridge, but they picked up some other people too. So, I got the Spurs. What do you have?
Well, our West is similar. Our East, one team you had that I didn't have. Well, it's 2 teams. You put Charlotte. I didn't put them. I don't believe in them this year. I'm not a hater though, and you had Atlanta, and that was a good pick. They were the number 1 team. It just I don't know. I think it was like a fluke though, because once they played against Cleveland, they got exposed. So I don't believe they're gonna be around this year.
They're not gonna play against Cleveland 82 times.
it was a fluke season though, but my 8th.
Keep just calling 4 All-Stars a fluke, okay?
You'll see though. But I put in the number 8. I got Boston. Yeah, I believe in that team. I think that they're actually going to be better. Even though they were the 8th seed last year, I think they'll get in the playoffs a little bit more convincingly this season. But I moved Toronto down a couple slots because I think some other teams got better. So I put Toronto at 7. And then at number 6, I put the Pacers there because I think last year they didn't have Paul George healthy. even though they lost Roy Hibbert, I think with Paul George, he never got another score. Like, because last year he didn't have Lance Stevenson, but I think Monte Ellis, he can put some points on the board. He's in his head. He's not a hothead like Lance Stevenson. Like, he has his head on a little bit more straight. So I think the Pacers at 6. Then I think at 5 is going to be Washington. Just like you said, they always going to be around John Wall, Bradley Beal. It's one of the best backcourts in the NBA. And this is maybe a surprise, but the number 4 team, I think it's going to be Milwaukee. I think they made some good moves this off season, and they're just gonna get another year better. Like Jabari Parker, he didn't really get to last year, and they still got into the playoffs in the 6th seed, even though it's a weak Eastern Conference. But they got Greg Monroe now too, and they some other young talent that's going to develop. And I actually like Jason Kidd as a coach and GM, so I think they'll be the 4th seed. And I still believe in Chicago. Like, their team didn't really change too much. They still got Gasol. They still got Butler's only gonna get better. I don't even think he hit his prime yet. He's a great defender. He's becoming a solid scorer. Now he's gonna give you at least 20 this year. D Rose, as long as he stay healthy, they're definitely gonna at least be in the top 3. And then I said my 2nd seed, I gave it to Miami. As long as Bosh and Wade can stay healthy most of the season. Because Wade, he's still a great player, and Bosh is an outstanding player. They got a young dude, Hassan Whiteside, who's one of the best. He's become one of the best big men in the league now. They still got Luol Deng at the 3, Gordon Dragic at the 1, and I think that Cleveland gonna be the best team in the East. Because they're just too loaded. It's like they pretty much just kept the same team. They added Mo Williams, and I don't know, they just kind of loaded up. So I think they probably end up with the best regular season record and probably get to the finals if they stay healthy too. And they kept Tristan Thompson. They kept Kevin Love. They'll bring Verajao back. But in the West, it was tough not putting my Lakers in there, but I think the 8th seed going to go to Phoenix. 7th, I just think this team is always there. I think Memphis is going to get in at 7. And I had to move this team up because I think Anthony Davis, he's going to become the best player in the NBA, point blank, period. Even better than LeBron and KD. So I put the Pelicans at 6. And I think with the addition of Tavon Lawson to the Rockets, it's going to make the game a lot easier for James Harden. So I still keep them in. I know he's an alcoholic, but it's going to make. He never like James Harden ain't played. Like, since he's been in Houston, like obviously when he was in OKC, he obviously had Westbrook, but since coming to Houston, he ain't never had a point guard as good as Taiwan, even though he has his own personal issues. But when he is on the court, he's a great point guard. So that's gonna make the game easy. It's gonna make it easier for Harden. Number 4, I put the Clippers. They made some great moves this offseason, adding like a veteran and Paul Pierce, like you said, Lance Stevenson, Josh Smith. And they kept the same core. They still got Paul, still got J.J. Redick, Blake Griffin, DeAndre, and a great coach in Doc. Then I put the champs at 3. I say the Spurs. Yeah. I think they'll probably end up getting to the finals and winning the championship if they stay healthy. But I think OKC is actually going to have the best regular season record. So I think this is the best team that they've ever had, even like without James Harden. Because they never had a big man as good as Cantor. So they still got Cantor, they got Ibaka, they got KD. Of course, they got Westbrook. I think you got Westbrook and KD. I think they top 5 players in the NBA. And they got another great player off the bench, Dion Waiters. When him and Kyrie, even though they didn't make the playoffs, they still was a good backcourt. So you come off the bench with him. You still have Kyle Singer. So I think they're going to end up with the best record, but I think the Spurs are going to get to the finals. So so what about your awards for this year?
All right. For Rookie of the Year, I decided I'm going to go ahead and pick Emmanuel Mudiay. He's on Denver. Wow. He's from the Congo. he played last year. He played professional ball overseas in China. I think he's just going to come in the game. He's going to be ready. He's going to be the best point guard in his rookie class. I think he's better than D'Angelo Russell. I think he's going to be better than Cameron Payne. I just feel like he's going to have the ball in his hand all the time. He's going to be making plays with that horrible Nuggets team. And then for MVP, they got to go back and they got to make it right, and they got to give the award to the man who should have won it last year, the Beard. They got to go ahead and give my boy James Harden his hardware, man. He should have got it last year, but I think he's going to earn it this year again.
Yeah. Well, I think Russell Westbrook going to take it this year because, like I said, I think OKC going to end up with the best record. And I think last year he was one of the top in the MVP votes, and he didn't even make the playoffs. So I think he's going to get it this year. And for my rookie, I gave it to Jahlil Okafor because he's over there. Just like you said, a trash team. He's playing on a trash team in Philly. I think he's one of the most NBA ready coming out of college. Like Moody, like you said, he played pro ball already, but coming from the NCAA, I think he's one of the best players. I think the most improved going to end up being Anthony Davis. Because like I said, he's going to end up being the best player soon. So he's going to keep getting better. Coach of the year. Go ahead.
I'm not sure about that Okafor pick because they already got Noel, and then they might be getting Embiid back, and it's like that's going to be too many guys taking his minutes, in my opinion.
Man, I think you can play both Noel and Okafor because Okafor, he's more the offensive player. I don't think Embiid coming back this year though. They need to trade that bum. They need to trade him. He'll never Sam Bowie. He Greg Oden. Well, yeah, I think the coach of the year gonna be. Well, if OKC get the best record, it'd be Billy Donovan, and Kawhi Leonard probably take Defensive Player of the Year. That's all I have for the awards.
Yeah, I got Alvin Gentry in New Orleans as the Coach of the Year, and I got Jimmy Butler for defensive player.
That's a good pick.
I don't think New Orleans has enough to really make noise, but as long as you got Anthony Davis, you're going to make the coach look good. And I think he's going to let Anthony Davis have a little bit more freedom to shoot on the outside. He's not going to really make him bang down low as much. And I think Anthony Davis is really going to show off his skill set a little bit more.
Yeah, he actually said he been working on the three-point shot, too. Like, this man just, if he had a jump shot like that, a consistent jumper, man,